What I think the sports media broadcasting industry will look like in 2050, it's amazing how much has changed in a short amount of time now. I think you're going to see such as ESPN Plus, a lot of streaming services. I think cable's going to kind of really be non-existent at that time. The technology is always getting easier to use, whether it's via your phone, whether it's social media apps to record, to edit videos, to edit photos. The ease of it, I think, is what's going to continue to go further. But also I think the importance of learning all the different ways you can use that equipment. Because in part of that, there's a lot of equipment now that's getting to the areas where even now in Indianapolis, I'm pretty sure there's not one TV station that has all their cameras used by actual people. Most of their TV stations are used by robotics, where certain parts in their script, they actually have a system to where it tells the camera where to be positioned and where to focus. So like cameraman jobs are not, or camerawoman jobs are not like what they used to. So I think that's where it's going to be in 2050, is more of that. It's going to impact sports broadcast in a positive way in terms of having robots or controls affecting cameras. In a way, you kind of see that now, whether it's drones, even though it's still technically, maneuvered by a human. It's not totally robotic in a way. I think it allows you to get different angles, to use different angles, to maybe even allow you to be free to do something else. It's going to affect sports in, I think, a huge dramatic way. And a lot of that is where you see a lot of leagues sometimes flirt with different camera angles all the time, especially at a major level. When I say a major level, Super Bowl, Final Four, most times of ESPN3 production at Indiana State, you'll have 2 basket cameras and you'll have 2 cameras up high. You'll probably have 4 cameras total. That's about it. You get to a Super Bowl realm, you get to that big realm, you probably have upwards of 100 cameras per broadcast, which means you placement of them, where you can put them, what they shoot, the purpose of those cameras, why you have them there. All those things can kind of intermix and really take you different ways. So I think where is it really going to take it overall at the end of it? I think it's just going to be what are more ways we can tell a story and put the viewer there. Because that's what your job is when you're broadcasting games. Your job is to bring the event to that person that's watching at home on their phone. Especially now with most people watching on a streaming device, whether it's an iPad, on a phone, you got to keep their attention. A lot of it is how good of a game are you having? How good of an event is it? But also, what are ways you can tell that story differently and be able to give them an angle that they wouldn't be able to get if they were sitting in a seat at the stadium. Those are ways that I think this industry are continuing to push, continuing to challenge, are what are ways we can creatively show this event and make it fun to watch at home and make people, not that you want to take money away from being able to go and actually watch the event, but make sure they're entertained and make sure they watch. I'm more of a play-by-play guy. I really enjoy the announcing aspect of it. Of course, I dabble in the production end of it too with my day-to-day job here at Indiana State. You see many broadcasters now doing remote announcing. And what I mean is they're doing a gymnastics meet. The Big Ten Network is one, the SEC Network does it too, where in their main headquarters, which the Big Ten Network's in Chicago, they will hire a broadcast team as actually announcing a gymnastics meet in West Lafayette or in Bloomington. But they are physically in Chicago. They have a green screen behind them. They put Big Ten Network branding on it. You're going to see more remote broadcasts like that, I think, down the line. You see it a lot in soccer. Soccer is a very popular sport that you kind of see the remote broadcast industry where the actual announcers are not physically in the building. It's a way to save money. It's a way to maybe do even more events of that magnitude, whether it's pre-recorded, live, whichever situation it is. For me as an announcer and somebody who wants to get into that field more, I'm intrigued by that because everything I've been taught is you're there in person. Not that anything's different. You put on the headset and you still hear the natural sounds, but you're not physically there. So, but yet you have to imply that you are there, which is also the challenge that comes in. So I think that's an area of the industry, I think, especially now you see it a lot. You know, in 2050, I think you're going to see it even more so. And maybe outside of your Super Bowls, et cetera, of that magnitude, I don't think they're ever going to do a Super Bowl broadcast where the announcers aren't physically there, but who knows in 2050.